colour in his face at the moment, Glenn Seaton. Boy, you're working hard out there, but the car looks like it's just getting better and better.
It is, Mark. It's just coming with miles. We can just change things as we go. I think the car's definitely going to improve over its time. But at this stage, it's hard to catch them Holden team cars. But give it time, we'll catch them.
Boy, they're quick, aren't they? Where do you think is it the total package, is it?
Oh, there's no doubt about that. They've done their homework. They've got some great drivers, and I think no doubt they're going to be the team to beat this year.
Well, best of luck later on today.
Thanks, Mark.
Well, the official V8 Supercar TV guide is out this week for this year, full of fantastic things. It's available at your local newsagent this week. Inside, we've got driver and team profiles, V8 statistics, the history of touring car racing in Australia and technology pieces. Lots of interesting things. As I said, you can pick it up from your local newsagents for $6 and it's out this week. Now, competition time, and we should congratulate Michael Blake.
Well, Baz, honestly, the first lap, first corner, I really don't know. Somebody hit me so hard in the door, it actually wrenched the door off the hinges, so the door was hanging off like, you know, the only thing hanging onto it was the wires that worked the electric window, so I really don't know. I mean, it's bad.
You put the door back on yourself?
I did when I got up to the top. I thought I could put that back on again, so I think I might have to go into the panel beating business.
Now, John, it's a new team, it's a new year for you. It must have been quite a wrench to leave Dick Johnson Racing.
Well, it was. I was with the Shell team for 11 years and we had very good times together, but Kevin Otway's a very good salesman and he convinced me that this was the right thing to do, and at times like this, I think maybe it wasn't, but this can happen in motor racing, that's life.
Well, I was going to say yesterday when I was talking to you, you were speaking so highly of Kevin. He must have really done a good job on you.
Well, he is. He's actually in the truck business, but he's a heck of a salesman, let me tell you that.
But it's a new team and it's a new car this week, and so far, apart from this slight faux pas, not so bad.
No, we're quite pleased with it because we didn't run it until Thursday, so considering that I qualified 8th, which is not so bad, but it's all turned to dirt in the second race, so, you know, maybe the future will hold better things for us.
Now, after 11 years with a racing team, some people feel it's about time to get out and sort of rejuvenate, you know, and that's basically what you've done.
Well, I didn't think it was time to rejuvenate. It's just a different opportunity, new challenges, and certainly this is a challenge. You know, it's a funny business, motor racing. It's all ups and downs, isn't it?
So what's the score? Are you going to have another car, you know, a spare car?
No, well, the guys are going to try and fix this now for the third race, and, you know, we'll continue to develop. At the moment, we're only just learning about the car, and we make adjustments. We make good ones and bad ones, and I don't know whether there was a good one then or not.
No, what I meant, you're going to have a spare car, I mean, later in the year, because if you keep doing this, John, you're going to need a spare car.
Well, man, if I can keep all the other cars away from me, I'm all right. I was minding my own business when it all happened, so, you know, that's life.
So you're pretty happy with the car?
Well, I'm happy so far. We're learning about it. New cars require different adjustments, as you would be aware, and we're in the very early stages of it at the moment.
You've been very good. You're looking very healthy.
Than're That's very nice of you to say that. You're not looking so bad yourself for an old bloke.
Thanks a lot, JB.
Righto, mate.
What's your least favourite part of the track?
The sand. Definitely the sand. Going into turn 1, it's a real tricky, it's like a double corner, and that's where most of the action happens, and if you spear off there, you end up in the gravel trap and there's no coming back.
Coming out of the bowl, I just can never get my car set up to work well there. We always come out of there cranked on like a speedway car, so the day I get that right, I like it.
The sand. Every time I go to Wanneroo, I try and get over the top of the hill flat, and every time I try and get over the top of the hill flat, I make a mistake.
I'd say the sand pit at the end of Pitt Straight, because I visit it pretty often.
Of the 99 Shell Championship Series. Have a look at the crowd. Official attendance today, 23,000. It's always a good roll up here in WA. They really love their motorsport, and it's been a good day, a good weekend with race 1 and race 2 so far. And Barry, an interesting decision on Scaife's start in race 2.
Well, I reckon he jumped the start. Now watch both the cars on the front line and watch them both jump at the start. Now watch, see now instantaneously both the cars simultaneously jumped at the same time. They reckon that Scaife jumped to start. Well, I wasn't looking at the television, I was looking out the window, and to my mind there was no way that Scaife jumped the start.
Well, he paid the penalty, came in and did his stop-go and worked his way back up to 8th, which was a very good effort. Let's have a look at the grid for race 3, the third and final, which is, of course, their finishing order. Lowndes and Seaton off the front row. Bright and Radicic, that was a terrific drive from 13th to 4th. Some hard going with some fast competitors inside that top 10. Crompton, Longhurst, Richards and Scaife are the top 8. The first first 4 rows.
Dick Johnson and Russell Ingall out of row 5. Cameron McLean, very fast privateer with Paul Romano alongside in row 6. John Faulkner and Mark Larkham out of 7. Steve Reed and Larry Perkins will start out of 8.
Ingall from 30th to 10th. That was an outstanding effort. Donahue, McDougall, Nash, Nathan Pretty, Mark Noski, who had an altercation with Greg Murphy, we found out, and Jason Barbagallo with some problems too, possibly due to that contact with John Bow.
Alan Heath and Danny Miller out of 13. Greg Murphy, boy, he got in the wars today. He's back out of 27. Jeff Kendrick alongside. Garth Tander, another of the locals, caught up in that accident with Larry Perkins. And Brett Peters alongside in the colour scan forward. Big field of V8s here for the final.
And word just through, Mark, that Brett Peters, who is of course standing in for Danny Osborne in the colour scan forward, is out of this one. On board with Scaife, there he is, getting himself set, the third and final 20-lapper. There's Glenn Seaton. Gee, a big improvement from the AU XR8 this weekend, guys.
Oh, yeah. It's good, and the great thing about it is if you look at the latter stage of the race, that's when Seaton's thing really comes into his own.
Dick Johnson, who is suffering again from sinus problems. He's a little bit frustrated with that. We're getting ready. Green at the back. Here we go. Last race of the day. Last race for round 3. Lowndes will need to get away to a good one here. Seaton will be hungry for a win. In WA, away we go. Seaton gets a little crossed up off the line. Looks like a fairly even run. He's got it. Great start. Glenn Seaton will lead him into the first turn. Then there's contact.
Look, Dick Johnson.
He's turned sideways.
Oh, no.
No idea who hit him. They all try and dodge him the best they can.
Oh, they did too. Talk about threading the needle. Boy, oh boy, Dick Johnson's last appearance in WA, and that's not the way he wanted to get off. Darcy Russell in trouble there too, but Dick was very, very lucky not to get hit. But look at that start by Glenn Seaton. You can see how well the car launched off the line. I was very surprised he had managed to get in front of Lowndes.
Well, do you know, he and Neil Crompton spent a full day at Calder Park recently practicing their starts. It has obviously paid off.
Oh, Dick Johnson in all sorts of trouble. He's going to put that one away for the day, I'd say. That's a real shame. It's a bad way to tail out his career, but Glenn Seaton now feeling the heat from Craig Lowndes, the dominant force at Barbagallo Raceway this weekend, but Seaton's done it. The Ford fans are cheering on pit straight as he's got Craig Lowndes right up behind him. Great start in the FTR XR8.
I think if Seaton can hold off Lowndes, it's getting close. If he can hold him off for a couple of laps, because then Seaton's thing really seems...
Oh, look at that up the inside.
Oh, boy, there was a lot of room there. That was good move on Lowndes' behalf, especially when you think there was all grass and mud across the inside of the circuit. You have a look here.
Yeah, a lot of dirt and garbage. Here we go.
Oh, right. Now, let's see if we can see Whack DJ up the back.
Oh, now someone hit
DJ up the backside. And then your guess is as good as mine.
But how lucky was he? Look at those cars. They're coming through at well over 100 kilometres an hour. And Johnson...
Watch. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
now, there's no doubt about that. That was a little bit of a surprise, wasn't it? So, DJ...
Tell you what, his eyeballs nearly fell out of their sockets there too.
Look who's directly behind him. See who it is.
No, it's Tony Longhurst.
Tony Longhurst from the left there. Collided with Dick Johnson. McLean did a brilliant job to avoid contact there.
Well, that was a graphic indication of the impact there. You can see Dick Johnson.
Poor old JB nearly got involved in it as well.
See Dick Johnson's face when he got hit there. It gave him a major shock. Tony Longhurst went in for a wheel change apparently from that
Radisich,
impact.
Look at this, right behind Brighty.
Crompton was in front of Paul Radisich.
Scaife!
That's, I'd be interested to see if Russell gave him a bit of liberality there.
Dear oh dear. Boys are starting to throw the elbows out in heat 3.
Mark Scaife is left sitting on the inside, and whether he can get out of there is the question. Let's hope he can.
Oh, he will be.
Back on now.
It's close.
Just misses Daniel Miller, but Mark Scaife back out on the track after spinning there. Now here is the damage on Dick Johnson's shell, AU XR8, and it's not the way that Dick wanted to say goodbye to Western Australia.
Let's put the track on.
Yeah, really put the wind up. Look at this big run down the inside by Glenn Seaton, now lapping Tony Longhurst after that early pit stop. Wheel damage apparently. So Seaton, after getting caught by Lowndes in turn 1, look at the amount of space he's put on him. 1.4 seconds the last time around. Trying to find his way around the lapped Longhurst Falcon. Let's have a look at the Shell Helix replay. So Scaife getting tapped around from behind, you can see that.
Definitely a tap there. Let's have a look here and see if that can only been Russell, I think, was right behind him.
Oh, Russell might have been getting a bit of pressure from one of the Wins cars.
The Wins cars, yeah, it's impossible to say that. There was contact, but who calls what to start with? Your guess is as good as mine. You'd have to say that it didn't look like the Wins car was up Eagles bottle, did it, really?
I think that was a reaction after Scafe spun in front of Russell Ingall. But Mark Scafe is back out and at him. He had to do it tough in race 2. Race 3 is the same.
Just see what don't let this bloke get in front. Well, 2.4 seconds. He's opened up after 3 laps. Phenomenal speed from Seaton in that opening tour. But once he got past, look at how he's gapped the field.
Look at the 3 forwards behind it.
It's a good showing by Ford. Radisich has got the inside on Bright. This is a good move. The 18 Shell Helix Ford, he's there. It's tight through turn 1. Radisich won't give in, and he's got the more preferred line. Bright drifts wide. So Radisich is now up into the top 3. It is Lowndes, Seaton, Radisich. Bright back to 4th, and Russell Ingall is up into 5th position. Now Neil Crompton seems to have dropped back to 8th. He was up in the top 5.
Look how quick Radisich is pulling in Glenn Seaton.
I'll tell you what, Tony Longhurst is a lap car here, and he's going into battle with Glenn Seaton at the moment. Seaton won't be appreciating, but the 38-year-old New Zealander, Paul Radisich, gee, he's been impressive in the short forward this weekend. Let's have a look at that replay.
Well, you'd have to say that he got a tap from Russell by what we've seen there, but only Russell would know and only Mark would know. But the look on Scafie's face, he's definitely got a tap to start.
This will be interesting to see how this pans out with Longhurst, who is a lap down, sitting in front of Seaton with Radisich right on Seaton, and then you've got Russell Ingall coming up right on Jason Bright. This is good stuff.
Basically, Tony should get out of the way. You know, he's not in his being lapped, and he shouldn't be in amongst it, mixing it when you're being lapped. Having said that, they're not catching him on it, really.
Well, we can't see his lap times on the monitor at the moment, so it's not clear whether he's holding them up or not. And if he's not holding them up,
well, when you look
it's not
at
a problem sitting there.
It doesn't look like he is.
Exactly.
This will be interesting. Bright and Russell Ingall. Now, we saw in race 2 just how dynamic Russell was, coming from 30th to 10th. Now he's all over the back of Jason Bright, but will his tyres hang in? They've been saying after about 6 laps, these Bridgestone control tyres have been going off.
Look at the speed of Jason Bright's car. That's definitely is not slow, that stunt run. This guy's rocket ship.
Well, Russell Ingall's really on fire. Oh, look at that great shot.
He's also on his 3rd motor.
Looking out the back of Glenn Seaton's car, and Paul Radisich, he's really coming down heavy on the factory XR8 Falcon as they swing through Cat Corner up toward the S's once again. But there's a great battle building up behind them too. It's Lowndes, 4 seconds in front of Seaton, Radisich, Bright, Ingall.
Yes, Longhurst is not holding him up.
No, he's actually
definitely not. There's no doubt.
Talking with Paul Radisich just earlier, he was very happy with his effort in race 2. I spoke with Lee Geyer, his crew chief, and I said, what did you change, Lee, between qualifying the first race and now? He said, what didn't I change on the car? They've been putting some pretty dramatic changes into that, and obviously it's working. Radisich is going extremely well in 3rd.
I think Jeff Gretsch is going to be on the warpath. The Mobile Holden Racing team manager just had word from the pits. He said Russell definitely served up Scafe, so it's going to be a bit of discussion going on after this race. That's the most polite way I can say it. But this battle continues. Seaton copping plenty of lead from Radisich in the Shell 18 Falcon, taking over where John Bowe left off, and look at how aggressively.
Ingall's past. Yes, got him. Look.
So Russell Ingall continues his climb forward. He is up into the top 4. And on his way forward, right now back to 5th. Richard 6th, 4th in 7th. Crompton 8th. Cameron McLean, top privateer, still in 9th. And Paul Romano in 10th.
Look at the look on Russell's face. He's definitely got a little look in the mirror there, see what's going on. There's quite a lot of room on Jason.
He's really pumped up for a big result because his season has not got off to anything like the start he had in 98. And he really has had some problems here with engines over the weekend.
You can see the mark on the front of, you see on the right-hand side, or the left-hand side of the guy, right side of the screen, you see the little black telltale mark where he gave Scafe a bang at the bum.
Plenty of action so far this year. The officials have been very busy from Eastern Creek, Adelaide, and now there'll be more discussions about this round with perhaps future penalties. There's Stephen Richards in the Winds Commodore. A good drive by Stephen so far this weekend, considering that team has had absolutely no testing. Each time they go to a race meeting, they're learning more and more about this brand new VT Commodore. So Fred Gibson, very happy with the progress of his 2 young chargers at the moment, although it's been a very unsatisfying day for Greg Murphy.
You've got to hand it to McLean and Romano. They're 9th and 10th, and look at their lapping, you know, as quick as any of the guys up the front.
Yeah, 59.04 for Lowndes, a 59.9 this year, and he's done it straight away.
An interesting combination just outside of the top 10. Garth Tander and Larry Perkins are 11 and 12. After they're coming together in race 2, Larry wasn't very happy. Here is the order as Lowndes flashes through. Tony Longhurst is, of course, a lap down. Seaton is second as Radicic tries to force his way through on the inside, but Seaton wasn't about to let him through. Ingle, Bright, Richards and John Faulkner in the better electrical car doing a great job. Some time there listening with Glenn Seaton in the FTR AUXR8. He continues the charge, but he's got to watch out. He's got to do some defending. Radicic is trying desperately to get through. There's your Shell Helix order. Bright still back in 5th. Richards, Faulkner and Crompton in his last appearance in the EL. Mark Noske doing well in 12th position, and Larkham trying as hard as he can. Final race and round 3 of the 99 Shell Championship Series. Positions remain as is, although Russell Ingle is making ground on Radicic. Here's a challenge on the inside, and Faulkner's got Bright, so he's having some problems. As we have a look back, there's McLean. Garth Tander has worked his way through on Romano. Mark Noske, Larry Perkins, Mark Larkham and Greg Murphy and John Bow. Those two guys there have done a tremendous job from the rear of grid to work their way forward into 14th and 15th position at the moment. That's a great effort.
Craig Lowndes last time around a 59.10, 4.7 seconds the gap back to Glenn Seaton. That tremendous battle for second between Seaton and Radicic. That rejuvenated number 18 Shell Falcon. Ingle behind that battle too. Richards, Bright, Faulkner. Saw a move there. And there he is. Shot of the Wins Commodore at the back of Mark Larkham's side at 10 forward. And look at John Bow now making a real challenge up the inside.
Yeah, Murphy running a bit deep there. He saw him running out a bit wide.
Battle for 15th position. And the Cat Falcon looking strong under brakes. Murphy gives him racing room, so John Bow moves up to 14th.
Greg's trying to hard force the issue on the inside, and he's got there. Greg Murphy in the Wins Commodore on the inside of the Caterpillar Ford. Greg Murphy, some forceful driving there. Not willing to relinquish that position. He wasn't very happy. After yesterday, he had an altercation with John Bow down the back part of the circuit in the basin at Cold Corner, which saw him park the car and was buried in the sand. So that battle'll be an interesting one to watch.
Last time around, looked like the bonnet on Mark Larkham's Mitre 10 car was lifting up. Might have been a little bit of trouble there. Look at that, he's fighting the wheel as he comes over the top of Barbagallo corner and dives hard down into Cold Turn. Greg Murphy locked in behind him. This battle, this just shows the quality of this field. This battle. Yeah. For 14th position, there you can see the damage on the front of the car.
Well, from qualifying where we had from 1st to 18th separated by just 9/10 of a second as we watch Mark Larkham at work. Jason Barguana was saying before, I can't handle this. He said it's so hard to comprehend. As Bow looks for an inside run, he said, I'm used to racing in Formula 4s and Formula Holdens and being in the top 2 or 3. And he said, this business about
look at that.
Outside of the top 10 is hard to cop.
That was a great shot there. You could just see Bow putting a bit more pressure on Murphy to put a little dent in the back of his bumper. Let him know he's there. Oh, John Bow really pumped up in front of his new home crowd. Bow, of course, driving for the new Caterpillar team.
Let's hope it doesn't happen. It doesn't end the way it did yesterday, because I don't think Greg was too pleased about their coming together yesterday.
Heart rate monitor on Mark Larkham. Peak about 220, so you can see he's working pretty hard in the car. We've seen rates around 150, 160, so that's pretty high.
Yeah. Especially in that part of the track there, very fast, and they come down hard on the brakes into Novus Corner. A little bit of a steep rise as you come into that right-hander. And then drive down hard the main straight. Larkham is chasing Larry Perkins. We're talking about 13th and 14th position there. As we go back up top, Crompton and Faulkner. This is the battle for 6th and 7th. Faulkner holding on to 6th. Crompton, Ford Tickford Racing driver. A big change in terms of Ford Motorsport as well. The previous motorsport manager, Greg Harbert, moving aside, but still remaining with Ford, and a new general manager for Ford Motorsport, Howard Marsden, makes a return to, we could say, motor racing. Of course, the man very well known for his efforts with Ford in the early 70s and the Nissan program, both here in Australia and in Europe. He's back.
The battle up the front with Seaton and Radish is still going on there. It's still really very, very close together.
John Faulkner in 6th, Crompton trying to take 6th position from the better electrical Commodore driver. Faulkner's been in good form this weekend. Plenty of speed out of the car.
If you have a look at the top 16, 18, you see the names in there. It's so competitive now, and it's quite incredible.
Yep, Scaper's worked his way back to 19th position, so he's inside the top 20, which is a fair effort. Here's Stephen Richards in the wins Commodore. His teammate doing it a little tougher further back in 15th, Greg Murphy. And your race leader, and he looks like keeping a perfect score. Well, you can quite safely say, so long as nothing untoward happens, Lowndes will absolutely breeze this in. Now, don't forget, you can regularly check up on what's happening in the world of V8s by jumping on the net, www.v8supercar.com.au. That is the official V8 Supercar website.
4 laps remaining for our race leader, Lowndes. And there's the order. Seaton still defending from Paul Radisich. Russell Engel in 4th position. Then Stevie Richards, car 7 first, the wins Commodores. Faulkner, Crompton, Bright back there in 8th, and McLean doing a great job hanging on to the back of the top 10.
Well, Mark, you speak of a great job. That guy on camera there, Paul Romano, that team have battled for a long time. This year they finally got sponsorship through Siemens Mobiles, which was great, and they changed everything on the car overnight, and now young Paul is showing that he can hold it together for race distance. He had a bit of a shocker in Adelaide at the 500, but he's had a really rewarding weekend this time round.
And that shocker in Adelaide was due to virtually total brake failure, so we couldn't really blame him for that.
Martinoski tucked in behind him in the Holden Young Lions entry in 12th position, so the young guys doing well.
And Paul has been battling with a lot of unreliability on that car, a lot of very old components on it. They've had a lot of equipment failures and breakages. Like when he came onto the scene a few years ago, he was very, very quick straight out of the box. He's obviously a pretty fast driver, but you've got to have the whole package together. Look at him run down the inside and Garth Tander.
Tander knows he's got the speed. He's got the straight line speed to duck up the inside, and all the while Mark Noski is just searching and sniffing around in the background trying to get through. You got the 3 older model Commodores there. 22-year-old Garth Tander, a bunch of young guys there. 24-year-old Paul Romano and 24-year-old Mark Noski.
Yeah, Jason Bright must be having some problem because he's lapping a lot slower and he's down in 8th place now.
Mark Warner has recovered after that first corner incident. He's up into 18th position, just ahead of Mark Scaife and behind Steve Reed. Bowers still 16, Murphy still 15, Larkham 14, and Larry Perkins 13.
Well, it just shows the topsy-turvy nature of V8 Supercar in 99. Garth Tander absolutely on fire at Eastern Creek, very fast around the streets of Adelaide. Now finds himself struggling at the back of the top 10. It's just incredible. Look at Mark Noski down the inside. Paul Romano has no answer for the speed of the Holden Young Lions Commodore. Oh, look at that!
Yeah,
Crompton and Faulkner.
Well, what happened there?
Crompton tried for the inside line, it looked like, and well, there's the end result. John Faulkner and Neil Crompton absolutely beached.
Well,
and going nowhere.
big brake lock up there turning in. Here's our race leader, though. No one's been able to touch this man. 3.9 seconds. He's just holding that buffer. About 4.5 seconds over his pursuers. And once he got in front after that first lap, no one's been able to touch him. Let's have a look at that.
Oh, Neil goes for the inside. No, just locks her up on the rear end. And,
just went in too deep.
Yeah, he just went in, you know, with his eyes hanging out of spring space. Locked her up, and there's nothing he could do. You know, he hit Faulkner, and I guess once you're all locked up and you're committed, you think, oh no, he's not going to be pleased.
1 lap to go. There you go. The guys are talking. There's no problem.
Well, they know it's not the sort of thing. So there you go.
Mark Scaife, he won't be overly pleased with what happened, but he has put in a good drive to work his way back up to 19th. It's not the kind of points that he would be hoping for to come away from Perth, seeing how coming into this round he was outside of the top 10 in something like 12th position. It was a tough day's work at the sensational Adelaide 500 for him. Meanwhile, it's been totally the opposite for his teammate Craig Lowndes. Has been cruising all weekend. Picked up his 6th career pole position and keeps his record intact. He has never been beaten in 9 starts. Here in Western Australia, Craig Lowndes, the series leader, crosses it up onto the main straight and takes out all 3 races here at Barbagallo. Glenn Seaton, a determined drive. He holds off Paul Radicic for a well-earned 3rd position. That's Radicic's first podium
Good drive
in
from
1999, and Russell Ingall, who worked his way up there into 4th. And Stephen Richards in the wins Commodore. Look at this skirmish in the background. Romano got McLean.
Oh, look at it.
And Mark Noske coming in just behind there. So that was a great battle for the minor placings, and Greg Murphy managed to hold out John Bowe for 13th. Bowe finishing back in 14th. But there's the man of the moment again, Craig Lowndes. And well, if you were the other Holden teams or the Ford teams, this
You've got to hand it to them. I mean, they just are doing a brilliant job, and you're not lucky to win all these races. You're good.
Well, a better showing from the Ford teams today, that's for sure. Mark Larkham finishing the day in 10th position as we have a look at the final placings on your Shell Helix race score. Lowndes, Seaton, Radicic, Ingall, Richards, Jason Bright, who dropped back to 6th. He'll be a little bit disappointed with that. Tander fought his way forward to 7th, and Romano 8th. That's a good result. McLean, top privateer. Noske, Perkins, Larkham, Murphy and Bowe. Steve Reed in 15th and Barguana 16th. Scaife there in 17th ahead of Nathan Pretty. We go back to Tony Longhurst in 21st position. Back to wrap it up after this.
Well, welcome back to Barbagallo Raceway in Western Australia. A huge crowd turning out today to watch the V8 Supercars in action, but the Holden Racing team continuing their domination. The 4th win from Ford V8 starts here. But the Fords, I can tell you, are coming back pretty strongly. In 3rd place today, it was a great drive by Jason Bright. Sounds like there's a few Ford fans up there, Jason, and cheering you on. You had the win at Bathurst, but now you're developing this new car.
Yeah, we're working on the new car. It's going quite well. It's been eliminated now. Test days are done, so I think we're doing well. We're going to be getting on the podium.
And that race today, I think you had a problem in that 3rd race. It wasn't so much tyres, but more mechanical problems.
Yeah, we started to set up a little bit this weekend, but that last race, the plug leads nothing come off, and it went on to went on to
got a V12.
7 cylinders with about 10 laps to go. So so we just hung on there and managed to still score a podium.
Congratulations. You've got to keep those points going, don't you? Congratulations, Jason Bright in 3rd place. And as I said, the Fords are coming on strong, and none stronger than this man, Glenn Seaton in the Factory Falcon. Ah, they love that sound out there. The return of the Ford Works team. It's one thing to have a nice name like that, but you've got to put the results on the track, and that car just seems to be getting faster and faster all the time.
You do, Mark, and really it's just a matter of doing a bit more development, and hopefully we can catch the Holdens. But at this stage, I'm very happy with the weekend. To come out 2nd and to be up there in the championship is very important, because it's a long year, and hopefully we can pull together. But I'm looking forward to Phillip Island. It's my own home test track years ago, or last year. So Rick, I think we should go pretty well there, and also Neil will have his AU there, so that should be great.
But boy, how fast are those mobile Commodores? What do you got to do to close the gap?
Well, probably get rid of them in the first corner would be the best thing, but no. They're doing a sensational job. They are the team at the moment, and really we've just got to work harder as the other teams to catch them. And sure, lots of things change in motorsport, so we don't give up till the end.
Well, that's the spirit. Ford coming back in 1999. But the accolades belong to this man. I'd like to call on Ross Brody, the motorsport manager for Shell, to make the presentation to Craig Lowndes, our big winner today. I'll tell you what, Craig, right at the moment, the scorecard for 1999 reads HRT 12, everyone else nil. You blokes have been totally dominant. How can they stop you?
Hopefully, I guess they won't, but really our guys have done a lot of work, thanks to Mobile, Bridgestone and Holden. Obviously, we've done our pre-season testing and it's showing up now.
Can you continue this form at Phillip Island?
Well, we hope so. Obviously, we want to go down and do some more testing and really hopefully continue on our winning way. But obviously, as you said, the Fords are getting faster and hopefully we can continue at pace we've got.
Congratulations, Craig Lowndes, winner, absolutely dominant at Barbagallo Raceway this afternoon. This championship's looking very strong for Holden Racing Team.
The kid just doesn't want to let go of that series lead. He's heading for he's well on the way to his third championship from 3 seasons started. Seaton moves from 4th up into 2nd and Bright from 5th up into 3rd. Unfortunate for Greg Murphy, he was the loser today, dropping from 2nd back to 5th. Richards, Noski hangs in there, Perkins, McLean and Mark Scaife bobs up into the top 10 after starting today's round in 12th position. I'm sure that Scaife wants to be a lot higher. Barry Sheen, no stopping Craig Lowndes, but encouraging to see the Fords on the podium.
Oh, it's great. But there's something I've got to say, Lee. You know, I'm really fed up with the officialdom, really, because they haven't got their act together. In Adelaide, as an example, they penalised Gartander for something he didn't do, and it was obvious he didn't do it. Today here, they penalised Scaife for, I was looking out the window, I couldn't see him jump the start. If you look at on the video, you can't see him jump the start. OK, if they've got proof of it, let's have a look at it. But I really believe that the teams and the drivers deserve better. They have to be accountable to stewards, so stewards, etc., should be accountable to the teams.
All right, well, we'll keep a close eye on that. Something for you to keep an eye on. There's plenty going on Network 10's Home of Motorsport. Coming up tomorrow night, right after Sports Tonight, is the next round of the Kart World Series from Nazareth, Pennsylvania. The next episode of Trackside, which, of course, features the V8 Privateers, the GTP, Formula Ford and Holdens. That is next weekend. And, of course, Phillip Island will see you for the next round on the 16th of May. On behalf of Mark Osler and Barry Sheen, I'm Lee Diffie. Look forward to seeing you at the island.